This tweet was sent out earlier this morning. It was sent out, the president claiming that the new wall construction is underway and rails against some of his opponents. Tonight, we explained the work underway at the border and the funding behind it. President Donald Trump started the morning tweeting about the border, saying, quote, "Democrats want open borders and crime, so dangerous for our country, but we are building a big, beautiful new wall. I will protect America. The Dems don't know where to start," unquote. It was accompanied by a picture of construction in San Diego. Let's break down what's being said. First, President Trump claims Democrats want open borders. While there are some far-left groups urging for this, a bipartisan agreement passed by Congress this year included more than $1 billion for physical border barriers. Next, President Trump says we are building a new wall. This is partially true in that this is a new bollard-style fence. Almost 2 weeks ago, construction workers installed the last piece of a 14-mile-long, 18-foot-tall wall. There are anti-climbing features on top and concrete at the bottom to deter tunneling. But this is a replacement of an older wall. We used to have a smaller fence that Border Patrol says was easier to penetrate.
We have noticed a decrease in apprehension. The truth is, walls work. The border infrastructure system works. The data shows it, and our agents know it.
Finally, there's the picture. The top is actually from Santa Teresa, New Mexico, just outside of El Paso. Similar to San Diego, crews are replacing existing barriers, not building a wall where there wasn't one before. And the White House also tweeted out this video along with construction along the border in Otay Mesa. It appears to be some secondary fencing. In fact, you can see the primary fence that we had just showed you in the background there. This wall would be 30 feet tall. Construction is scheduled to end early next year.